A smile, a camera pan, and the world spins around him. On July 19, 2025, Manila's Araneta Coliseum, the beating heart of the Philippines cultural scene, became the epicenter of an emotional whirlwind. Not because of an international pop superstar or a local entertainment legend, but due to the arrival of Byeon Woo Seok, the rising South Korean actor who stole hearts as Ryu Sun-jae in Lovely Runner. His Daydreamin fan meet turned into a tidal wave of sentiment and euphoria. But what stood out more than Woo Seok himself was how Filipino fans, including celebrities like Belle, Mariano and Esnyr, Ranollo, wholeheartedly embraced their inner fan without hesitation or restraint. We are witnessing a shift in the culture of fandom in Asia, where being a Delulu fangirl is no longer dismissed as immature fantasy, but rather embraced as a powerful, emotional expression of a liberated generation. Body, fangirling, no longer a supporting role in the world of idols. At the Daydreamin fan meeting, Belle Mariano, a rising Filipino actress, didn't just sit quietly in the front row as a dignified VIP. She was a real fan, snapping photos, filming fan cams, beaming with unfiltered joy. Beside her was Esnyr Ranollo, a comedic actor and influencer, who posted Instagram stories shouting "Ang La Pete and Gia Sawakeo. My husband is so close," and quoted emotional movie lines to describe his feelings. On the surface, these moments may seem playful. But dig deeper, and they represent a cultural declaration. These public figures, often expected to maintain a composed and professional image, are now openly embracing their inner Delulu fan identities. And in doing so, they're asserting a simple truth: to admire, to dream, to go crazy over someone is a natural and deeply human experience. The term Delulu fangirl comes from Gen Z slang, short for delusional fangirl, referring to fans who have idealistic or overly romanticized fantasies about their idols. But in today's hyper-connected, post-pandemic world, where reality and fiction increasingly blur, Delulu no longer means escapism. It has evolved into a healthy, cathartic form of emotional release and identity expression. Middle, Byeon Woo Seok, from screen idol to Filipino sweetheart. The Manila fan meet wasn't just another celebrity event. It was a cultural collision. Hollywood meets Southeast Asian warmth, with Filipino fans, affectionately called Tongtongs, leading the charge. Woo Seok's entrance with his song Like a Dream perfectly captured the atmosphere, dreamy, euphoric, and electric. He greeted the audience in Tagalog, "Kamusta po kayong lahat?" Then sweetly learned and repeated local expressions like "Masarap," "May Forever," and "Mahal Kita," drawing roaring cheers each time. In just an hour, he did more than perform. He connected. He participated in interactive games, recreated his commercial poses, took on the balance game and the Dunkin' challenge, and even acted out a romantic picnic day on stage with one lucky fan, complete with imaginary fireworks and cheesy banter. Why does Byeon Woo Seok resonate so deeply with fans? He represents a new wave of K-drama leading men, softer than the icy Bae Jun, less mysterious than Gong Yoo, and more boy next door than model perfect. He's approachable, funny, and real. He's the guy who says "Mahal Kita" with a smile and still manages to make a crowd of thousands swoon, not because he's untouchable, but because he feels familiar. That relatability is what makes him the dream husband for a generation raised on emotional authenticity. Analysis, from cultural phenomenon to emotional movement. The Manila fan meet can be seen as more than a celebrity stopover. It was a symbolic moment, where lines blurred, between idol and fan, between nations and emotions, between fantasy and reality. Critics have long dismissed Delulu fangirls as juvenile or irrational. But when an entire generation, and even public figures, openly embrace that identity, it no longer feels like delusion. Instead, it becomes a form of emotional truth-telling. In a time marked by uncertainty, burnout, and digital overload, finding happiness, even temporary, through a fan meet, a song, a smile, or a simple "he looked at me" moment is not something to be mocked. It's a vital, life-affirming act. This isn't just about Woo Seok, or Belle, or Esnyr. It's about the social permission to feel intensely, to imagine freely, to express openly. About a world slowly realizing that emotional expression isn't childish, it's revolutionary. Conclusion: when fandom becomes a mirror of society, Byeon Woo Seok has left Manila, but in his wake are viral fan cams, all caps Instagram captions, and hearts still reeling from the kilig. But what lingers most isn't the performance, it's the sense of emotional solidarity he sparked. The stories of Belle, Mariano and Esnyr Ranollo aren't just cute celebrity fan moments. They represent a new cultural landscape, one where admiration isn't embarrassing, dreaming isn't delusional, and fangirling is a way of living honestly. Because, as one fan posted after the event, fangirling is not delusional. It's how we stay alive in this mad world. On July 19, 2025, the glitzy lights of Araneta Coliseum shone brighter than ever, not just for the thousands of Filipino fans attending Byeon Woo Seok's Daydreamin fan meet, but for two familiar faces who experienced the evening not as stars, but as pure, unapologetic fans. Actress-singer Belle Mariano and actor-comedian Esnyr Ranollo, both celebrated names in the Philippines entertainment industry, set social media ablaze when they shared their whirlwind emotional experience of fangirling over the lovely runner heartthrob. Their post didn't just trend, they redefined what it means to be a celebrity fan in the age of authenticity. From center stage to front row, a role reversal that resonated. It's not every day you see top-billed stars sitting among the crowd, cheering and screaming for another celebrity. But that's exactly what Belle and Esnyr did. Despite their own fame, they melted into the sea of fans, snapping selfies, filming fan cams, screaming lyrics, and laughing uncontrollably like any K-drama obsessed teenager would. Belle posted a carousel of photos captioned munchkin moments, including one of her beaming in front of a massive LED screen of Woo Seok. Meanwhile, Esnyr's Instagram stories read like the diary of a lovesick fan, filled with all caps exclamations such as "Ang lapit and Gia Salakeo" and "Ion K Nanaman at Byeon Woo Seok steady first 10 Ga Actiba." Quotes that delighted fans and trended across platforms. The rawness and relatability of their content struck a nerve with millions online. For once, fandom wasn't one-sided. It was mutual, chaotic, joyful, and utterly human. Delulu with dignity, reclaiming the fangirl label. The phrase Delulu fangirl, once a dismissive term aimed at young women with delusional crushes on celebrities, is being reclaimed. Belle and Esnyr didn't just hone the label, they elevated it. Their behavior wasn't performative or ironic, it was genuine. In their unfiltered joy, they gave permission to fans of all ages, statuses, and professions to feel deeply and celebrate their idols out loud. This moment also cracked open an important cultural truth: being a fan isn't a step down from being a star, it's part of the same emotional spectrum. If anything, Belle and Esnyr showed that adoring someone can be a reflection of your own dreams, inspirations, and sense of identity. They weren't playing fangirl, they were being themselves.